Ryan here with BURNWOOD BUSHCRAFT. I'm out in the woods today with my dog Zeus, and today I'm responding to WoodPigeon Outdoors. He tagged me in the Show Us Your Steak tag challenge, and this is to raise awareness for men's mental health. So got a fire going, let it burn down, and I'll put my steak on the fire and we'll have us a little chat. I just got a little New York strip. This steak is completely frozen. It's been in the freezer for a few days because I wasn't exactly sure when I was going to be able to get out here. I've been down with a cold for about a week. Just now it's starting to get over it a little bit. So I'm going to set the steak right here next to the fire, see if that'll help thaw it out a little bit. We'll see what happens. Zeus, come here. Come here, buddy. Come on. Come on, come around here. Come here. He's such a weenie, man. Hey, come here. Come here. He's already ready to go back to the house. Come on. He's such a weenie dog, man. A little bit chilly out here. It's a little bit breezy today, too. Zeus. Come here. Yeah, the wood popping, he don't like that either. Oh yeah, she's getting unthawed. Thank you, WoodPigeon, for tagging me in this. I've been seeing a lot of the videos on YouTube, and this tag originated from Haze Outdoors. A gentleman from over across the pond started this tag, and a lot of big YouTubers have been doing this tag, and it's filtered down into the smaller YouTuber communities, and it's a great tag, and it's to bring awareness to men's mental health. Everyone's mental health matters, not just men. All you gals out there as well. You know, everybody struggles with smoke in your face. Yeah. Smoke another one, Burnwood. You know, everyone struggles with some type of mental stuff going on in your life that always seem to hinder you and plague you and creep up at certain times. So I just want to talk about some of my struggles today, and stuff that I've never really put out there before. And I think it's important for everyone just to realize that life is not perfect, and no matter how hard you try to make it, it's just never going to be perfect. I think in society, the role that has been placed on men over the past couple decades, men have been reduced to a stereotype because of social programming and engineering. I don't mean to go that deep, but I think men have developed a label where, you know, where men are bad, and because of all the so many different distractions. I mean, let's face it, some males out there, they're far from being a male. They would rather do other things than do what, in my opinion, a male is supposed to be doing. Whether or not males are holding up to what males are supposed to be. That's a whole nother subject for a whole nother video. I'll go ahead and go into some of. I've dealt with some anxiety over the years, and a lot of that was before I met my wife and had a family of my own. I guess you could call it my adolescent years. there for a while it took me a long time to actually really find myself and figure out who I am, because I was trying to be something that I wasn't. And I think now that I've gotten into the outdoor world and enjoy being outdoors a lot more than I ever have in the past, I think I've finally figured out who I am. But don't get me wrong, I still have mental struggles. I think I was trying to live a fake life, and somehow I overcame all that stuff, because I was into too much of the mainstream industry that pushes nothing but distractions from what a responsible human should be doing. Now you guys can take this any way you want, but a lot of the stuff that they push out there on the boob tube, that's what I call it, television, is designed to make you docile and dependent on certain things that doesn't really matter. Burning off the old grime and stuff that's on the grill. Sterilize it. That should be good. Ooh, she hot. But to talk about some of my anxieties that I've had over the years. I've never really dealt with depression, like super hardcore depression, but I have had my share of anxieties. And in one case in particular, I'm a U.S. Army veteran. I was in the 82nd Airborne, Fort Bragg, North Carolina. I was a cook in the Army in the 82nd General's Dining Facility. We'll just keep moving from that smoke. I did 3 years. During that 3 years, I was deployed to Iraq for 9 months, where I did a lot of special duties like guard duty, security on convoy, stuff like that. I did not cook over in Iraq. I did see some things that were disturbing, not a whole lot. Had some close calls over there. So when I got out of the military, I only did 3 years. I think I was dealing with a little bit of PTSD. Now, I've never been to the VA for it. I never really thought my PTSD was anything significant. But when I got out of the military, I moved in with a girl that I was dating at the time. And we were going to go to a high school football game, my old high school where I went to school, on a Friday night. And on the way up there, we were getting pretty close. It was like a 45-minute drive from where we lived. And I remember just having this panic and anxiety in the car. She was driving, and the closer we got to that football field, I just had to, I don't know what was going on, but I had to tell her to pull over. I had to get out of that car. I was having a panic attack. I've never really had panic attacks like that, but I had such anxiety about going home to my high school. I was just at a point in my life where something was wrong, and I didn't want to admit it. So of course, if I'm having a little bit of PTSD issues, it's coming out, and she didn't know what to think of it. I mean, I pretty much had to just get out of that car, and I was crying. I mean, I was in a complete panic. And then I think I eventually got over it. I pulled myself together, and we went to the football game. And I was totally fine. But I will never forget that day and the panic that came over me, the anxiety attack that came over me. It was real. It was strong, and I haven't had a panic attack like that since. And I think it was just a culmination of everything, kind of like a homecoming from being in the military and actually being out of the military and going home for one of the first times again, and just all my youth and all my past is coming back to me all at one time. And plus probably the fact that I was with someone at that time that I probably knew that I wasn't going to end up being with for the rest of my life. And at that time I was trying to live a fake life, the whole thuggish gangster type crap, you know what I mean? But and that's just part of growing up. And you know, I was in my mid-20s at that point. I'm 42 now. I can't even remember how old I am. That's how you know I'm getting old. But I think it's time to put this steak on the fire. What do you think? This is just a small little guy. I'm not balling. Not balling today. Show us your steak. Well, I'm showing you my steak. But, you know, I couldn't be in a happier place. I'm 42 years old. And I think I'm in a transition point in my life where good things are right around the corner. And I enjoy being here with this YouTube community. But I just want to say, if you know someone that's out there dealing with stuff, don't be afraid to talk to them. Just a simple couple words of encouragement and can go a long way in somebody's life. And if you're dealing with something and you just don't think you can take it anymore, remember it's always going to get better. As long as you're doing what's right. And if you're not sure what's right, try to dig deep inside and figure it out for yourself. Reach out. If you're having problems, reach out and let all the unnecessary negative stuff go in your life, and you'll find that it will change you. All the fluffy nonsense bullshit, just let it go, because it doesn't mean anything. Oh no, she's stuck. She is really stuck and burnt. It's a little bit done. A little bit done for my taste. So I'm gonna leave that on about a minute and call it good. A little bit black. It's good though. Only that one side black. Little hoppy caillou. IPA to go with this steak. Cheers, everybody. Showing you my steak. Get out there and burn one. It'll make you feel a lot better.